So, good afternoon from me to you, Aliena Baruch. I'm so happy to see you here and thank you for coming to Connect with me in
Right.
our amazing platform. Connect is made by Unpassive. And we did meet. We've known each other for a while, right? And this interview is part of a campaign to really bring out this platform to many people who need to leverage their businesses. But we're actually here to talk about business, but spiritual, I would say, and in more levels. And so, for those who don't know you, Eliana, please introduce yourself.
All right. So I'm Eliana, and it's spelled Alien A, and it's on purpose. I am an Israeli American polymath, a person with several areas of expertise. So I was, among other things, I was editor in chief of the Israeli newspaper here in LA. In Tel Aviv, where I relocated a few years ago for 2.5 years, I was working for the mayor. I was head of content and communications for the Tel Aviv Foundation. I'm also a writer, um, editor in chief, I already said. I am a healer, an artist, and a ghostwriter too. I also gave lectures. I'm a certified philosopher. Every time I remember something else,
Something
I do
else.
many things, but I try to be very professional and very profound in each area that I practice. So
That's truly amazing how
thank
we
you.
adopt and adapt, as time goes and we things, the dynamics change in our lives. So you weren't born with all these hats, or maybe they were very teeny weeny until they got to the caliber that they're at today. Share with us a little bit about your journey of what brings you to where you're at today.
My journey keeps evolving, but many things did open up for me before COVID, or just about. I was living my life here in LA, doing the daily thing, whatever. For me, daily thing is not so taken for granted because every day I want to practice something else. So one day I'll be painting and making jewelry, and the other day I will be translating for a nonprofit. It changes. But um, in May 2019, I received an inner call that tells me grab one suitcase and go to Israel. I had no idea why. Everybody thought I was making aliyah, and I said, and they're like, you have to ship your stuff, you have to do this. I'm like, no, I'm not. This is my home, but I need to be in Israel now, and I don't know for how long. I
Aliyah
left
is a
Israel.
term of uh, relocation for Jewish people, right? When they move from diaspora, from
Yes,
outside of Israel, and they relocate, they go to live in Israel.
right.
So, when you were moving to Israel, was that something that you knew is going to be temporary?
I didn't know exactly what it would be, but I knew it wouldn't be permanent for sure.
Hmm.
Because for me, there's no such thing as permanent. Today I'm needed here, tomorrow there, and wherever my soul tells me to go and wherever my own journey takes me. So I
And so
ended
you
up
were
in
there for two
Israel.
and a half years, and you came back to Los
But
Angeles.
when I was there during my relocation in Tel Aviv, I received all kinds of, I guess you could call it channeling, but I started receiving messages that are more focused on my true mission, because I always knew that I have a mission here. It's not just, come here, live, do this, do that, get whatever, and then pass away. I knew
When
there's
when
more
you
to
say here, you mean on Earth, correct?
earth. Yes, yes. So it became more clear to me during my relocation that I somehow have to heal not people, not individuals, but heal the relationships between nations, between peoples.
Wow, that's a
And
really big.
it's a big one.
Huge
Yeah.
mission.
Yeah, but it made a lot of sense because I speak several languages. I connect with all kinds of people. I have friends of all faiths. They all consider me one of theirs. So it's not like you dropped it on somebody who's has no idea why them, but
So
everything
when you
made.
got that message at the beginning, Eliana, like how long did it take you to receive it, from receiving to understanding that you have to take action, you have to do
Right
something about
away.
it?
The part about understanding is immediate. I understand things right away. How long does it take me to start operating in that route? That varies, but right away. So I did what I could. I bought a domain name. I posted everything. I published everything. I don't keep anything to myself. Whenever I get like a big revelation or something, I reveal it. I post it in English, in Hebrew. I have my own blog. Um,
So share with us a little bit more about what do you do today? What's your blog called and what type of operations are taking place?
so my blog is part of my website, alienabaruch.com. It's in Hebrew and in English. And whatever is interesting to me, I put there. Like if I go to events and I found them very interesting and I want to share, I cover them. It's there. Um, Interviews with interesting people. About a year ago or 2 years ago, I found out all of a sudden that three of very interesting friends that I have, older men, have passed away all around the same time. Now, each one of them was like a master, a virtuoso. So I felt the need to sit down and write a nice farewell to all three of them with little anecdotes of what I shared with them. That's also on my blog. So really, everything what I feel like sharing, it's there.
And so
Um,
when you say feeling like sharing, um, there's some certain areas that are more in your interest, like you mentioned before. Philosophy, I know you do a lot of writing as well. Can you share a little bit more about what your channel will be attracting, what kind of content you're having there?
yeah, but first I gotta emphasize that the blog is a totally different thing from my philosophical practice. So recently, uh, I opened a Facebook page called Cafe Philo by Eliana, and I see that as the seed for the infrastructure that will later on accompany me to the big vision, the actual word center that I want to establish. So on Cafe Philo, I intend to interview people who make a difference, people with big idea to benefit the world, the collective, animals, big ideas with values that resonate with me. These are the people I'm going to interview. The novelty here is that it's going to be in several languages. For instance, there's a guy in Spain with an idea, and he doesn't even know where to start looking for, you know, um, partners, supporters, donors, whatever. He can come to me with this idea. If it sits right with me, then I'll give him the platform. And I can introduce him to people, not necessarily who speak the same language or of the same faith or whatever, or the same location, geographical location. But through me, it's like one kind of a brokerage, I would say, a very unique brokerage to bring together people for the benefit of everybody, including animal kingdom. I'm vegan. I have to say that.
There's a saying, it's all about who you know. And you just mentioned that you were working for the mayor of Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is the largest city in Israel. And in previous conversations that we had, you
It's also
mentioned also
considered a world city.
the world city.
A world city. Yeah, one of 10 of them, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, Tel Aviv is extremely unique in its own way,
Yeah.
from many aspects. And working for the mayor, especially the one that is there now, that has been there for so many years,
Yeah.
I'm sure has been a very unique experience for you. But you mentioned that you have a lot of other connections in other areas and in other ethnic groups or countries. Would you like to share some more of that?
Sure. So I'm very well connected within the Turkish community in Los Angeles. I'm friends with their consul general. I'm invited to all their events. I even attended their regularly. I attend their Republic Day celebrations, the formal
So
celebration.
you're you're Israeli born, right? And
Mhm.
you moved to the States. And how did you make that connection with Turkey, for instance?
This is how I live. If I find something interesting, I go straight there. I don't waste my time wandering around. Like if I need to go somewhere, I get to the top. So, for instance, now I'm interested in Spain as the place where I'll be building my world center. So I wrote to the King of Spain. I have no idea if he's going to see that, but I did go to the post office and I mailed a nice letter with my picture and everything and a one pager with the plan and everything to the King of Spain in his palace. So,
You know, it takes Eliana a lot of courage for someone that has a dream, that's a big dream, to share it out loud. You know, people are very hesitant to
yeah,
share their thoughts because of what type of reaction they will be receiving. Yet, with you, and I've known you for a while, and this is not the first time that you're sharing with me in English, and you've shared before in Hebrew as well, your vision. And share with me what holds you so strong in it with such a clear vision as to where you want to go.
simply there's no alternative. There's no alternative. This is my life. This is who I am. This is what I came here to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. If I'm not doing this, simply, it sounds bad, but there's no place for me here. I mean, I came here to Earth for a reason. If I'm not doing my job, what am I doing here? So to me, it's not even about being, courageous or brave. Or, none of that. It's just I know what I need to do, and even though it's not happening yet, in if manifesting in our reality here, in my world, in a parallel world, whatever, it already exists. So
You know, we wish our loved ones to be happy. And we now understand more and more that being happy doesn't necessarily mean accumulating a lot of
assets,
stuff, of
yeah,
assets. Rather, it's more like being having meaningful life, living meaningful life. And I guess that's the route that you picked to do. And what's wonderful about it, I think, is the fact that you are taking with you other people, right? Because you're
you have
collaborating with
to.
others and you're inviting others to join you on this mission, correct?
Absolutely, you have to. There's no point. The whole thing is how to do your mission, to do your job in this world where we're all one. So there's
That's
no point in
wonderful.
keeping it to myself. I have to share. They're part of my success. Each person who echoes with it and says, you know what, I even got something from it to myself, maybe opening something in the way they view things, that's great. Then I did my job.
I can't believe that time has passed by so fast. This is crazy. But I would like to mention that the links and how to connect with you are in the description of this recording. Eliana, what can I wish you for the continuing of this year of 2024?
Um, Keep doing what I do and getting rid of everything that's in the way within me. I'm all for taking responsibility. I realize that some of the things that are not happening yet are not happening for a reason, and the reason is within me. So I have to be very compassionate and nice with myself and have patience. And hopefully by September, my birthday, Rosh Hashanah, I will be living in my world center with all my guests from all over the world.
Wow, that's amazing. What a wonderful wish. And I want to wish you that all your wishes will come true.
Amen.
I
Thank you.
want to wish you to continue and spread your great mission around the world. And for those listening to us, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Contact Eliana Baruch and see where you could give a hand to fulfill these dreams. Because basically, it's your dream, Eliana, but it's about all of us, correct?
Absolutely. If people have big dreams of their own that, echo with mine, what's better than that?
So I look forward to learning more about the Cafe Philo and your meetings. I want to thank you so much for taking your time and believing in me and joining our great system here in Unpassive and in my room in O-Connect. And I know this is only the first time that we are recording a conversation, the two of us in English, but I'm sure it's not the last. So
Hopefully.
I want to thank you, all the listeners, the audience, and I look forward already to the next time that we will talk. Thank you,
Likewise. Thank
Eliana.
you so much, Ilanit. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.